Yeah. What am I doing here? Okay, nobody came up. That's good. Whoops. I screwed up. Hold on a second. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, I'm running late this morning, but that's okay. Let me see if I can get this shit fixed. And we got the star of the show. Here she comes, Miss Mimi. Oh, hey, Mary, how you doing? How you doing, Mary? Yeah, I'm running a little bit late. I just dropped Miles well, a little while ago. I dropped Miles and waited with her at the bus so she could take the bus to her family house in Assam. She's gone from, this is crazy. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking the wrong way. It takes 8 hours by bus to get from here to Lasalle. Okay, she's going all that way. She's coming and she's turning around on Sunday and coming back here to Badak with her granddaughter, Crystal. And I was like, that's a lot of traveling for me, man. I don't know about here. Let me put the banner up so people don't get pissed off. Come on, come on. There we go. Didn't get very much sleep last night. My insomnia is kicked in. It is what it is. So I'll be. So how you doing, Mary? Yeah, I know. Most of the people come on here. They like to see me and Miles together, talking together. But like I said, she's in Lasan, and she's coming back Sunday. So she didn't pack her stuff and leave me. Don't know why, but no. And she will be back on Sunday. That's good, Mary. So you all ready for Christmas? Mary, I guess everybody's seen that I'll be going in here solo and they're like, that's all right. Yeah. I was telling, I don't know if you remember last time, I like to buy people what they need for Christmas. And since the beginning of December, I was saying, hey, Miles, they have like what they call Lazada here. It's kind of like the Philippine version of Amazon. And I kept on saying, hey, can you pick, some stuff out, no less than six. And I'll go through the list and I'll pick what I want to, send you. 9 times out of 10, I usually send her, and whatever she picks, I usually get it for her. Well, she waited until 3 days ago, and she decided to pick out this stuff. And unfortunately, I ordered everything. It was 7 things, and so far, three of them 7 things they're out of stock. They gave me explanation due to the Christmas rush. The inventory has been bought out, I guess you would say. So it's kind of like, yeah, I got this Yo boy Dodge. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry there, guy. So you're gonna take the plunge, huh? Well, at least you got land, you know? You're ahead of the game. Just build a house on it. So you're gonna, yo boy, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be here in the Philippines when they build their house. A lot of people recommend that you're there, you know, so you can kind of I'm not gonna say supervise, but to make sure that everything's being done right. Yeah, a lot of people they make a mistake. They say, well, my fiance or my wife or my partner, whatever you want to say, they say, well, she was watching it, and then a lot of stuff that was supposed to be in the planning didn't happen. Hey, McLovin, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. You can't do that here. You can't. You can't. I mean, I've done that, and I think that is it's all, especially right after Christmas, because all the sales. Okay, but here it's like really hard to do that. It's really hard because I blame myself too. 9 times out of 10, I end up giving it to her. If I buy something like if I did that, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna put it away for Christmas," I always end up giving it to her. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but I always do that. I don't know. Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, yeah. You gotta watch them. You gotta watch them. Then they start pulling the snack thing. Yeah. Do we get a snack? We had guys. What were they putting in? Oh, the painters for the outside. All right, and they got here 8 o'clock in the morning. 8:30, 9 o'clock. They were saying, "Are we going to get a snack?" I was like, "What are you, 5?" They do that here, okay? You know, when you come to an agreement, sometimes they'll say, okay, and they'll give you a lump sum amount where they get all the materials and everything like that. A lot of people say don't do that. Don't do that. They say, you know, get with somebody that knows that area and they've been around for a while, and they point you in the right direction, and you buy all the material that you need, and then you pay them on a daily rate. Now, because I don't know about construction guys, I don't know if they're 5 or 600 pesos a day. Okay, but also with their when you're doing the agreement, they always throw snacks in there. Are we going to get a snack? Yeah, we're also going to give you a little yoga mat where you can take your nap. Okay, it's different. It's different. Yeah, but that's what a lot of people say is, man, you buy all the materials you need, and because they inflate the price. Okay, they inflate the price. I'm not saying the suppliers of the materials, the workers or the supervisor or foreman, they inflate the price, and they still want to snack. Yeah, snack, something to eat. Like you did. Remember you were in school when you were like in kindergarten and first grade. You got it was snack time, and they had the snack. You laid down on a yoga mat. There you go. Yeah, they want a snack. It's like, what are you, 5? You'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. It's on retirement. Like I tell everybody, man, you're gonna have a house, so you don't have to worry about renting. Can you did you tell me where you were going to retire at? Davos. Okay. Well, I don't know about that. But I honestly I can't talk about Davos because I don't know anything about it. But I do know that if you own a home, life is a lot cheaper for you. And if you got a good wife who knows how that Philippine negotiating skills when it comes to the market, you'll be fine. Like I say, every month, because I own this house, every month I get 50,000 out, and I always got money left over at the end of the month. You know, but even if I had 20 or 30,000 pesos left over, I still get 50 out. So we got that little savings here for emergencies, and then we got the household expenses. Yes, snacks. I was like, what? When the first time I heard that, I was like, what? And I asked Miles, my wife, I said, what are they, 5? You know? Yeah, but it was, yeah, I tell a lot of people that. And that's what I do here. Anytime I get any work done, man, I know where to go to get the stuff that I need, and I just pay the labor rate. That's all I pay. I don't know. It just seems because how much did it totally cost me for this to paint the whole? I mean, it was still cheap. I paid the painters, and he had 6 painters, including himself, and it cost me. And it took them 4 or 5 days, I think, and it cost me 3,000 pesos. Okay, that was just for the labor. Now the paint and everything like that, I can't remember. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember how much that cost. Well, before that, I had a guy come in and to give me an estimate. He told me 175,000 pesos to paint this house. And I was like, what? Nah, it can't be that much. You know what I mean? And I talked to, we have a real good friend of ours, Filipinos, and I talked to, and she's pretty straight to the point. And I asked her, I said, hey, is this expensive? She goes, how much? I said, 175,000 pesos. And she looked at me and she says, no. She goes, don't do it. And that's what she's the one that told me. Just you just go out, you and Miles go out and get the paint, get all the material for it, the paint brushes, the rollers, whatever, and then hire them on a daily rate. And at the time it was 500 pesos a day. So I mean, you do it, you're a grown man, you go do what you want. But it just seems to work out a lot better that way when you because they always got a friend who can give us good deals. You know what I'm saying? For the supplies. You know? Okay. Well, I also got a friend who'll give me a good deal. And I do. I go to here, they got this horror place, it's called the Wire Shack. Really, a husband and wife, they know their stuff. And they don't give me I pay regular price, okay? I don't get discounts. I don't want a discount. But and they'll say, well, what are you doing? And I say, well, I'm doing this. And they'll say, okay, how if I come by sometime today, I look at your house and I tell you how much paint you need. Okay, no problem. They'll stop by like during lunch. We'll walk around the house. This is what you're gonna need, you know? And I order it and he's always like, I mean, last time I think I had a half a can of paint left after everything was said and done. That's good. Hey, Rodney, 45 degrees. Hey, I'll switch. It's right now it's 85 degrees and it's 8:13 in the morning. 85. I'll trade you. Yeah, I mean, 85 degrees is nice, but like I said, once in a while you want that, you know what I mean? You want a little chill in the air. Hey, Peter, good morning. Miles is not here. She's not here today. She's on her way to Lasan. I think you already know. She went to Lasan to go pick up her granddaughter, and then her granddaughter wants to be here for Christmas. Her mom, Miles' daughter, works in Hong Kong, and she wants to be here. Good kid, man. Good kid, smart kid. Yeah, 500 pesos. That's a day, including a snack. But they want it, like I said, they'll get here like 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30. When are we going to get our snack? Well, first you got to work. You know, first you got to do something. And then they were like, I'm trying to. It was just. I think they just tried to take advantage because I was American, but maybe not. Maybe not. But they also. I said, Miles is in the kitchen cooking. Everybody knows Miles loves to cook. I said, well, that's a lot of food. She goes, oh, I got to make them lunch. I was like, what? You got to make them lunch? And she goes, yeah. And I said, we got to give them a snack, and we got to give them lunch too. And then she goes, yeah, but she goes, it's nothing big. It's a rice. And she goes, and it's some type of vegetable stuff mix. I don't know. And she goes, that's all I'm giving them. And 2 guys were complaining about it. Oh, no chicken, no pork. Miles said something to me, Elegana. I had no idea what she said, but they gave her like a oh damn look, and they backed down real quick. But yeah, it's just it's funny as you're like, what are you? And you know when you guys work on a construction site, you always got the I call them organ donation coolers. You know the little white red ones. You know what I'm talking about, the small ones. Usually see construction guys with them. Nothing. And I was like, I should have picked up that clue. You know that. No. Oh, it'd be Filipino time. Yeah, you gotta learn that Filipino time, man. It kind of works to your benefit sometimes. Filipino time, like I said, when I was the satellite guys had to do some. Oh, they had to rewind a new coax cable. All right, and the guy says, "I'll be there by noon." I was okay, and right away I knew he ain't be there by 12 o'clock. It ain't gonna happen. And I was doing a video, and I said, "So the guy said he'll be here by noon." I think I said noon or 3 o'clock. I can't remember. 3 o'clock. I said, so he'll be here anytime between 3 o'clock and tomorrow morning. You know, you just get used to it. They're laid back, man. They're laid back. And you'll get used to it. I've been here going on 6 years. You get used to it. You know, you go to Jollibee's, you know, and you're like, nobody's there but you know, or you're in line anyway. And you order your food and you're like, okay, where's my food? How could this be a fast food restaurant when I ain't going? You just get used to it, you know, and you don't bitch. You don't bitch, and you get so damn used to it that you're just like whatever, you know. Or when you go into like, is it Jollibee's? Yeah, no, McDonald's. You go into McDonald's and you ask them for a hamburger, and they say, "Sorry, sir, out of stock," and you're like, "Isn't this a hamburger restaurant?" You know? Yeah, bite the tongue, man, because yeah, they don't do it. I think it's just the whole culture. They're not in a rush for anything, you know, which is fine. I kind of like it. You know, it's frustrating in the beginning, but after a while, you're like, you kind of like, okay, you accept it, you know, and you just move on. That's like, it's just, it's funny. It is funny. But like I said, at first, you're like, oh my God. After a while, like, all right, I'll be sitting right over here, you know, but they'll give you a little card that says like whatever number 07, and that's your number, and you just put it on your your table. What I usually do though, when they do that, I say, hey, can I get my drink now? You know what I mean? Can I get let me have something to drink while I'm waiting? Because it can be a while. It can be a while sometimes. Not all day, but it can be a while. Well, she got westernized. How long was she in the States for, your boy? Dodge. How long were you in the States for? Because I've met a lot of guys, Filipinos that were working in the States for 20 years, retired, come back here, and they say you gotta get used to it. You know what I mean? You gotta get used to it. They said they have to get used to it. You know? Oh, 35 years. Yeah, she's been westernized. Yeah, yeah, she forgot, which is not bad. She liked it. You know. Now, did she want to come back to the Philippines? You kind of had to push the issue. I'm just curious about that. A lot of Philippine men or women, they really don't want to come back. You know, after they get the taste of the West, they really don't want to come back because the ones I talked to, the guy retired at the post office, he says everything's so convenient in the States. You know, you want something to eat, you got a whole line of restaurants. You can pick where you want to eat, and they all have different foods. You know, he says it's just more convenient in the West. It's not a bad thing, though, man. You just get, like I said, in Patak, man, I like it here. Nice and quiet. Everybody just rolls with it, you know? I like it. So, Peter, how's the weather there in Australia today? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when Miles speaks good English, okay? And and we talking, and I couldn't. I tried to learn Ilocano, man, and it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest, it ain't happening. And when we're out somewhere, and she'll start to, they speak Ilocano here. She'll be talking to, wherever we're at with a few people. Then she'll turn around and talk to me in Ilocano. I'll be looking at her like, what? You know, Miles, I don't know what you're saying. She kind of laughs it off, but yeah. Well, you give her. She was with you what in the States for 35 years. Now it's her turn to be in the Philippines, right? You still around, Peter? Now, when you were in the States, would she ever come here to visit for like a vacation? That was my aircon. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing with myself for the next Friday, Saturday. That's a long time, man. That is a long time. Very long time. I'm pretty sure she communicated with him. You know? Trying to see if you mentioned what branch of the service. It doesn't really matter what branch of the service you're in. Doesn't matter, not really. Oh, Army, okay. So what'd you do, 20? Oh, you EH, you could have done more than that. Yeah, I think the running joke around here is when you're born, there's two things you get. You get a cell phone and you get a Facebook account. Oh yeah, I retired in '04, and I could see it changing. It was kind of like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know about you, but the last few years that I was in, I hated it. I didn't like it at all. And I'm glad I wasn't doing it. I talked to other people like, oh yeah, when you see that light at the end of the tunnel, man, you just want to go. You just want to go. So who's your bank? Navy Federal or the other one? I can't think of the other one's name. Because that's why I have Navy Federal. I never had any problems with it. And I don't have a Philippine account. I mean, I was gonna get one, and Miles, the wife, was like, "No, you don't. No, you don't need to do that." I was like, "Okay." So at beginning or ending of every month, I go and I get the money that I need for the month. Good, man. Just when you get here, make sure and you can do this because this is what I did, is change your home of records with Navy Federal to your address in the Philippines. It is accepted because you know, Navy Federal is basically a bank for military. Well, not so much anymore. Well, military still use it, but everybody else can use it too. If you're any kind of branch with the government, yeah, you can use your address in the Philippines as your home of record with the Navy Federal, and it just takes care of all problems. And when you're traveling here, and if you got the app, you can put in for travel plans, and you can say that you're going from the States to the Philippines, just in case, say when you're flying here, and you stop off in Japan or whatever, and you want to use your debit card, you're not going to have any problems. Now, I won't get shut down. I've been here for, like I said, I've been here for 6 years. I've never had a problem as of yet with Navy Federal. You know? And stay away from the China Bank ATMs. Do not use China Bank. Don't use China Bank. Yeah. Yeah, Navy Federal, yeah. People tell me, oh, you need to go out and get a Philippine bank account here. No. My wife has a bank account here. You know what I mean? A Philippine National Bank account here. I don't. And she says, well, you want me to put your name on it? I said, no, don't do it. Yeah. Oh, also, because you're how can I say this? You will get at the end of every month, you will get a kickback. Mine's usually run between $20 to $26 a month from Navy Federal because you're using a ATM out of network. But you don't they realize you don't have a choice in the matter. You know what I mean? There ain't no Navy Federal. As far as I know, there is no Navy Federal in the Philippines. Might be one by the embassy in Manila, but I have no idea. I stay away from the embassy as much as I possibly can. But yeah, you get money back at every month. I think last month it was for me it was $20. I got back $20. But it depends on how many times you use the ATM. So we fund that ATM fee for you. It's an extra $20, man, right? Everybody says, well, it's only $20. It's an extra $20, you know? Yeah, Navy Fed's a good bank. Yeah. Bank of China. That did you ever hear the story when I first got here? When I first got here, I stayed overnight at the Nobu, and I wanted to get something to eat, but I didn't want to use my card all over the place. You know what I mean? So I said, I'll just go to the ATM, I'll get some money out, and I'll go to eat. Well, I got the money out. How much I don't remember. When I walked up, they had the bank of ATMs, and they were all different banks. But I noticed, and I should have said, "Whoa!" The Bank of China ATM, there was nobody in line, nobody. But there was in the other banks, there were people in line. I go, cool. I'm going to use this bank. Nobody, I ain't got to wait. Well, I took some money out, went and ate, got back to the room. I was chilling out, and all of a sudden I got an alert. The second alert. from Navy Federal saying there was money withdrawn from my account from the Bank of China. Then I called Navy Federal up and I told them, I said, hey, I only withdraw one time. I had the receipt and I told them the exact time I made the withdrawal. So you didn't make this one? And it was like an hour, I think it was like an hour after I made the initial one. I said, no. And she goes, oh, okay. She goes, I'm gonna be honest with you. Probably nothing's gonna happen. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, you'll probably never see that money again. I was like, she goes, just don't use Bank of China anymore. I said, oh, I'm not. I said, thank you very much. And I think it was like a total like $20. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's $20 is a lot of money nowadays, but it was like, okay, I take this as a educational life experience, you know. I'll never use Bank of China anymore. Yeah, Manila, yeah, for VA it is a trip to Manila or Guam. But they have a they say they do have uh places here that are within the TRICARE network, because I have TRICARE also. But I went to one doc and he says, what you do is that you pay us out front and then you'll be reimbursed. I was like, that didn't sound right. You know what I mean? I was like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't feel comfortable to me. So I pay out of pocket, man. You know what I mean? Doctor's visits aren't very expensive. They're not very expensive. Now, if anything majorly happens to me, I'll probably end up like, if I can, I'll probably go to Guam, you know? But they do, like I said, they do have a VA. It's not a hospital, it's more like a clinic. And I think somebody was telling me whether this is true or not. I have no idea because I've never been there. They said they got like one or two doctors there. I don't know. Yeah, my house is in Lassam. Oh, sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. I apologize. Yeah, that's what I mean, how much did it cost me last time? Because with Miles's elbow and her wrist, she broke it. She got pins and stuff put in it. For the doctor, to see the doctor and talk to you, it cost me 300 pesos, $6. For the X-ray, it cost me. I know it's under $100, but I don't. I can't tell you the exact amount. Miles keeps all the receipts, and yeah, we just pay our pocket. But like I said, if it's anything major, like they say, oh, we you have this or you have that, I would go to either Guam if I can, or maybe even fly back to the States, you know, or Hawaii. I can use a vacation in Hawaii. I don't know about you. You miss her. All right, I'll let her know that, dog. Are you creeping on me? Are you creeping on Miles? You know, that's illegal in some states. Oh, really? Yeah, I can imagine. They got a military hospital there, don't they? Doesn't Guam? Yeah, Guam has a military hospital there. Yeah, Miles had a yes. Miles' laugh is contagious. You know what I mean? You should hear her daughter's laugh. Her daughter's laugh the same way. You know what I mean? But yeah, Miles' laugh is contagious. It makes me smile. I don't know why. It just makes you smile. It's not one of those. You ever it's some of these even man or woman or whatever. You ever hear that? I call them a barroom laugh. You know, like a woman has that, like she drank one too many shots of whiskey and they got that husky laugh. Party girl laugh. There you go. Party girl laugh. Yeah, Dodge. I found out here, man. I'm being honest with you. A lot of times, the only way you can find out some good information is on your own. You know what I mean? Because some information that they put out is just it's long, really long. You know, and you got to do your own research. And the hospitals here and the people here, they're more than happy to give you any information that you want. You know. It might be a prolonged conversation because they have a hard time with the English language. They can speak it, but they have a hard time with it. So it might be a little bit, it might be a long and lengthy conversation, but you get the actual information. Okay. All right, Doc. You be good, man. Stay safe and stay out of trouble, all right? Yeah, I found that out there, Dodge. The best information is the information you get on your own through your research and talking to people, you know? I mean, there's a lot of how can I be nice about this? A lot of information I received on the internet, as far as YouTube, it's bad. It's bad information. You know. That's why I don't. That's why I don't. If I don't go through something, if I haven't experienced anything, I'm not going to talk about it. You know. I'm not going to. I'm not going to tell you like I never been to the VA clinic in Manila, so I'm not going to talk about that. All I know is by what I was told by other vets that they said at times there's only maybe one doctor there, and it's like a line from hell. People want to go see the doctor. Oh, okay, all righty. Well, like I said, thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate you. You be safe, you be good, and stay out of trouble. Yeah, that's you just do your research, you know, and you just learn. Oh, cordial. Okay. Ah. Do they have, what do they call that? Hallway sex? You ever hear of hallway sex talks? Hallway sex is when the husband and wife pass each other in the hall. One will say F you and the other one will say F you too, and they keep on walking. It's called hallway sex. I know it's stupid. Some guy told me that one time. He was going through some rough times in his marriage, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm getting hallway sex." I said, "What?" He told me. I kind of like, all right. Basically, yeah. All right, man. Yeah, it does. I mean, it seems like you got your head together, man. It's just, I mean, you're building a house, been together with your wife for 35 years. I mean, your relationship's pretty much planted roots, you know what I mean? Just do your research, man. Don't believe everything the internet tells you, you know? What means it's hot. Yeah. Actually, I think and you might feel the same way about your wife, is I think I'm very, very lucky to be with Mao, you know? Very lucky. She's not, I mean, you hear some, and I'm pretty sure you have heard some horror stories about relationships over here. I haven't gone through that. It just seems that Miles and myself are on the same page, you know? Oh, we went through a lot at first that was causing tension between us, okay, from outside sources. And it was kind of like, and that's why we live in Badak, right? Because we realized that if we stayed where we were at, the marriage wouldn't last very long. You know, there's just so much tension, so much drama Oh my God. You could write a soap opera of the drama, and we were just, Miles and myself are very hard, headstrong people, thick-headed, hard-headed, whatever you want to call it. And her beliefs are basically like my beliefs, but when you got outside sources, just nah, 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 it kind of makes things hard, And that's what we both realized. Hey, this is destroying it. It's being destroyed. Exactly. Yeah. And I know when she needs to go see her family, or at least go see her grandkids and her one daughter, I know you could just, she talks to them more. I mean, she talks to her grandkids and her daughter at least once a day on through Messenger, Facebook. But when it's more than once or twice a day, I'm like, she's ready. She needs to go and visit them. You know what I mean? So like, we're probably the same way. We know what each other's thinking. She knows what bothers me. One thing I can't stand when people try to get money from me. That just like leave me alone. And she understands that. I worked hard for my money. I didn't work all my life just to give it to you. Sorry, it ain't happening. And you'll probably learn real fast. You don't start that. You don't start with the giving money away, as I call it, giving, because that's what you're basically doing. Because once that money passes from your hands to whoever, you'll never get it back. You'll never get it back. And I think Miles realized that after a while. Now, Miles is in. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? And Kyle. Miles is in. She went to her family house in Assam, which is on the east coast of Philippines. She left this morning. She got the bus at 6:15 this morning. So I got to stay here and watch the kids and stay out of trouble. And she'll be back. She's coming back Sunday with her granddaughter. Her granddaughter wants to be here for the Christmas holiday, which is good. Her granddaughter's good. It's good people. Quiet, very quiet. Actually, she's like a lot like Miles. And her daughter's a lot like her mother, which is Diane, and Diane's a lot like her mother, which is Miles. Yeah, she'll be back Sunday. Now she won't be in back on time to do the Sunday live, and I don't know if I'm gonna do a Sunday live. Depends on how this goes, man. You know what I mean? Because I was kind of hesitant to go live today because I was like, what? It's going pretty good. I got Dodge here asking good questions. I got you coming up. I got Doss that was here for a while. Peter, he disappeared. I don't know where he went, but you know, yeah, Peter's our Australian friend, the man from down under. Oh, she'll be back, man. She'll be back. Like Miles always says, why would we leave each other? Nobody else would want us. I was like, oh, thanks. Because we're both set in our ways. It took what 2, 3 years to get used to each other and our way of thinking. But we're basically at one time when we first started, we were like this, but now we're kind of like this, if you know what I mean, because I guess we both realize that we got to look out for each other. Nobody else really matters. Well, they matter, but we've got to put each other first as far as financially and everything like that. But she is a good person. Miles is a great person. Yeah, I still got like I think there's 2 more packages that should be coming from Miles for Christmas. And I told her, I said, man, you should have ordered that stuff on the first, and you would have got it. I would have already had it in wrap by now. She waited till like after the 15th or after the 15th. So I don't know. She'll get it when she gets it, I guess. All right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Go take a nap. My insomnia kicked in, and I will talk to you all later. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye for now. No problem, Dad. No problem. Well, I mean, it's going well, but it's just I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm tired. All right, man. Dad, I'll talk to you later. Hopefully, you'll be here Sunday. And Bruce Carroll, I'll talk to you later. Peter, hopefully you're still around. Hopefully you have a good day. And Mary disappeared. Well, I don't know. Mary, and also Mary and McLovin. McLovin, you be good. Mary, you be good. And same time Sunday. Bye for now.